Hey, everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking on your Tuesday night? We've got a big one planned for you here. Tonight, I'm going to tell you about the Psychic Friends Network. The Psychic Friends probably already knew that, but you may not have. Hey, if you'd like, share, subscribe, notification bell, please, it's just a click. It's all it takes, a click. It just, that's it. And it helps with the almighty algorithm. Hey, I noticed there's another show that's starting in like 5 minutes that is the reason I moved this fucking show an hour later. And now they're kind of pick a spot. Been pretty understanding about this whole thing. I'm just going, hey, there's 4 guys, they got a schedule, they got... My mom's sewing club can meet at the same time every day. Way more than 4 of them. They're all over 80. Anyway. Let's see here. Julian Caesar says, I have my fortune cookies ready as a snack. I have copiously been, because I only shop once a week. I go on Saturday. I've been copiously not buying snacks because I'm dropping weight and trying to eat healthier and stuff. I think it's a terrible move because now I'm hungry all the time. I don't have any snacks. All I've got is this giant Red Bull. And I do have some dreamsicles. It's not really a snack. A snack to me is something I can like strap on the front of my face in a bag like a horse eating oats in Central Park and just tip it back for hours and hours and hours and hours. Pringles is a snack. I can't, if I open a can of Pringles, it's not getting sealed up again. Not even close. Oh, because they're psychic cookies, a fortune, psychic cookies. I got you. That makes sense. Tomorrow we'll be doing a show on 9/11. I don't know what aspect of 9/11, but we'll be doing a 9/11 show. My podcast won an award. My 9/11 podcast. I think I played it. I just played it as an episode of this show one time. Guess I could do that again. It's not that long. Well, it's probably 45 minutes long or something. I don't know. And then another time, there's like a famous, well, used to be famous, conspiracy theory person. Like super into the conspiracy theory world, right? And this guy believed in every conspiracy. His name was Terrible Tim. That's what everybody called him. I know his real name, but I can't remember it offhand. But Terrible Tim, he believed the kids at Sandy Hook were not shot and were in a Super Bowl parade after they were shot. I mean, he believed in, if you couldn't roll out a conspiracy, this guy wouldn't sign off on. He believed in every conspiracy. And he called us, right at the end of the show, back in the days when we were on a bunch of networks that had us with a hard time in and a hard time out. So during those days, while Bill was here, he'd tell you, I did an hour-long pre-show. And on this occasion, we probably had an hour and a half long after the show. And it's a pretty good listen because of how violently I ridiculed him. I mean, it's just the guy, like all these conspiracy people. I'm like, so have you read the 9/11 Commission report? No, it's all falsehoods and stuff. How do you know if you haven't read it? And even if you think it's all falsehood, shouldn't you know what's in that thing so that you could aggregate those falsehoods and prove them wrong? Anyway, so we do a lot of 9/11 stuff. National Geographic has an amazing 9/11 series right now. You can see it on YouTube. It's really good. It's really good. The chef is in the house. I don't know how many people in the room right now were alive during 9/11, but other than, I guess you could make an argument for COVID, 9/11 is the most shocking thing from a societal level. It's happened during, well, I was technically alive when JFK was shot, but I don't count that. It's only a bit, I wasn't even 6 months old. Positive Patriot, do you know who Alex Jones is? Yes, I think I know who Alex Jones is. Yeah, I know who Alex Jones is. I do. Hey, yo, Chef. Doc Dorn turned 13 in the year 2000, so that would make him a 1987 baby. Dupa said, we could see COVID coming, but not 9/11. Well, sort of, yeah, I guess. It's just COVID was pretty invasive for a long time. 9/11 freaked us out and rocked our business for like a solid month pretty heavily, but then it was, Julian Caesar says, I have a copy of a book called Escaping the Rabbit Hole by Mick West of Meta Bunk fame. It tries to give some strategies for helping people get out of the conspiracy theory trap. Well, I think there's another show on another network. Anyway, he had some crazy stuff to say about Sandy Hook. Positive Patriot said. Who did? Paz, are you talking about Terrible Tim? That was actually, because this guy, and I think they're still up, maybe they're on BitChute or something, he made up songs about me and stuff and whatever, and I don't know, I was never mad at him, I was never any, but boy, he didn't like it when I would, Alex Jones had some crazy stuff to say. So, like, Alex Jones, he's paying for that. Deanna Marie. Good to see you, Deanna Marie. Always. It says, the Psychic Friends Network. Dionne Warwick. Well, we'll get there. Aku says, Tom, is there something on your end to trigger notifications? No. You have to click that bell. I don't control any of that. You have to go to the Tom Gully Show YouTube page and click the little bell. That's how you make sure, I guess, to get notifications. I don't know. I don't get notifications for this show. I somehow feel I don't need them. But I think, Terry Nee, you can ring my bell, ring my bell. Thank you for that earworm. Have I covered my conspiracy theory with you guys? I was thinking that too. Hey, all right. We've met our goal today. Terry Nee, once again, very generously putting us over our goal. Our goal, of course, being any amount of money. Thank you, Terry. Anybody else wants to jump in there, go right ahead. Aku says, I have dinged the bell and I've got nothing in weeks from you. Hey, Aku, I don't know how to put this without using profanity, but that doesn't come from me. I don't have anything to do with it. YouTube does. One might suggest that your ass needs to get on your account, okay, and see if anything in your settings is precluding that. I have no control of it. Hell, I've gotten read go notifications halfway through Frog and Discount show. Hey, I feel your pain. You know why I'm not married, Aku? This is why. I don't like being nagged at about crap I don't have any control over. Deanna says, Tom, you are so spicy. Well, I'm sorry, but it's, hey, guess what? I get to get up every day and spend a bunch of time putting these shows together. Oh gosh, it's not the way I want it all the time. Jesus Christ. I have dinged the bell. I've got nothing. Spicy. Get off Tom's lawn. You can say retard in regards to it. It's a completely fair assessment. No, it's not. And I like you, Aku. You're a great guy. You're a wonderful supporter of the show, but you just sometimes just can't catch me the wrong way. I've gotten nothing in weeks from you. Set your alarm. See, I got this thing here. I'll show it to you. I don't know if you've seen them before. See this? Whoops, let me get it down here. It's got various times that I need to do things. See? And I set it up so that it makes a noise and a vibrate. Yeah. Yeah. Deanna says, no, I like spicy. I mean, Aku's a hard-working guy. He's probably sanding a Sherman tank or something. I don't know. I don't have any control over it. I don't have control over anything. Mood swings are a sign of dementia. No secret to me why you would know that. Is that what the kids are telling you now? Is that right as they slide that brochure for the assisted living community? Anyway. Let's see here. I wish. Wet sanding Sierra GMC. Still working on that Sierra because you had, let's see, like 20 hours of work to do in 8 hours. Dupa says, I'm sorry, I laugh when you go off, Tom. Well, guess what, Karen? Many people in the old days used to, that was the whole purpose of the show, was to get me to not be happy. Let's see, what was I about to do here? Ah, yes, I know what I was about to do. I don't control it. I don't have anything to do with it. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Where did I park? Have you seen my car keys? They're in your hand. Oh, yeah. I messed up the clear on the drive side. Ooh, that's not good. Tom O'Reilly. I don't know what that is. Hey, I will tell you this. Fixed the problem on the car lights all on my own. Tom, are you sure it vibrates, or is that something Big Phone wants you to think? No, I'm pretty sure it vibrates because I put it in the front of my pants and ask everybody to call me late at night when I'm lonely. Let's see here. My kids keep hiding my keys. Where? Your pockets? Or, hey, right by the clicker? Hey, you know, I went out to I went to the JAG forums and read up a little bit. I have probably 3 fuses for each of the fuses in my vehicle. 3 of each color. They're color coded. And maybe more than that, maybe 4 or 5. And so I just went and put a new fuse in, and boyakacha! I don't think we're going to have any problems. I tested the old fuse, and it was a little... Okay, so where was I? I was opening my thing. Trying to think of something to do for the members on the weekends. And I haven't been able to think of anything because was your fuse short? It was going bad. So I was trying to think of things to do on the weekend. I can't take any more chance. I mean, I went onto archive.org, and those of you, all 3 or 4 of it, that were here for the last one, I got a trade training film from 1954. And I actually got a copyright strike on it. Now, I appealed it, and they went, oh, no, you're cool. So they took the strike away. But if they hadn't, I wouldn't have been able to post for a week. I can't take that risk. Right now, as we sit here, the only thing I have been able to come up with that would be a good member show, something for the members, is a show where it's uncensored, where I use potty mouth, which is my normal everyday language. That's about all I've got. Oh, Terry Nee says, Jaguars pop fuses like popcorn. That has not been my experience. It's not. Do we have to go over this again? Mine is a Ford-built Jaguar, 2009. Okay, where was I? I don't have any cool pictures of the Psychic Friends Network for reasons that will be obvious here. We're living in early 30s. What is this? We're living in early 30s Germany or 50s USSR. I am fascinated by that statement. I don't know what it means, but I am fascinated by it. Only if they have bad grounds, Terry. Or sometimes a fuse just after, I don't know, 16 years goes bad. That can happen too. Especially on something super electric like the lights. Let me see here. Where was I? I'm about to talk about the second. I'm really early 30s Germany. You mean before or after the beer hall putsch? That would be after. You know, the Psychic Friends Network, if you were around in the 90s, you got beaten about the head and neck with infomercials from the Psychic Friends Network. And that's when they were big, was during the 90s. The company's infomercials were aired frequently on late night television. And there are critics of the Psychic Friends Network and always have been. And one very prominent one named Mark Edward, who worked for them. And does he not have nice things to say about them. But the Psychic Friends Network was launched in 1991 and relied heavily upon infomercials to attract clients and used a call distributing system to forward calls to a network of psychics working in shifts from their homes. Now, this technology allowed the customers to build personal relationships with individual psychics. And by that, they basically created little territories where instead of having the whole nation worth of psychics, and I had a friend in college who was a psychic. He wasn't psychic at all. You could actually get the same psychic over and over again and develop a relationship, and that's how those psychics, made more money. According to a Slate article, what Psychic Friends failed to foresee, Psychic Friends infomercials had been among the most popular in history. Between 1993 and 1994, they aired more than 12,000 times. And at one point, their parent company was shelling out $500,000 a week to buy airtime on cable stations. And you might think $500,000 a week, well, that's $26 million a year. Well, at its peak, Psychic Friends was bringing in as much as $125 million a year, most of it through those infomercials. The article reported that the psychic business has tried to focus on establishing continuing relationships between individual psychics and their customers. I don't want just any psychic. I want to speak to Clarissa. Normally presented in a talk show like format, hosted by singer Dionne Warwick and also psychic Linda Georgian. Each installment featured a 1-900 number to viewers so they could call to consult a psychic. Now, according to Jack Schember, the publisher of Response TV, and that's a magazine that tracks the direct response television industry, the Psychic Friends Network had the most successful infomercial of all time. According to USA Today, the Psychic Friends Network infomercials opened the parody floodgates. In other words, you had the Psychic Readers Network. There was a ton of psychic networks that opened up after the Psychic Friends Network. By the way, Psychic Readers Network was the one with Miss Cleo, the very famous Miss Cleo. And we may do a show just on Miss Cleo. That woman's a freak. Anyway, the parent company of Psychic Friends Network was called It's spelled really weird. It's Infomation, INPHO-mation. They took in profits now, not revenue, profits of over $1 million within the first few years of the network's operation. But all good things must come to an end. And the company declared bankruptcy in 1998 with liabilities of $26 million and assets of about $1.2 million. In 2001, the bankruptcy trustees for the Psychic Friends Network sued MCI WorldCom because this was a big phone-based thing, right? And they depended upon their partner, MCI WorldCom, for those additional charges per minute. That's a billing thing. They claim that MCI mismanaged their billing and collections, and they won a judgment in 2004 for $7.5 million. MCI only paid $4.1 million of that. A side note for you Vivica Fox fans, of which I am one, because Vivica Fox is my girl from the 317. Vivica, how you doing, Vivica? She's also from Indianapolis, and we're kind of the same age. And we have many mutual friends in common. I guess she was born in South Bend, but I know she went to high school in Indianapolis. Yeah. So, Vivica Fox in 2009 was forced to announce that she had not given the Psychic Friends Network permission for the use of her image in the commercials, and said Vivica Fox is no friend of the Psychic Friends Network, and said the video is using her unauthorized likeness, footage, voice, and photographs as an endorsement of their services, which she said no. Now, I can get into substantial detail here about Psychic Friends Network now. Okay. because most of us probably think it doesn't exist anymore, and we're kind of right. But like most giant companies have been very successful and then just totally cratered, like MySpace. You know, they never really die. They keep holding on. They're on life support, and then they just are kind of in a coma, hoping to come back to life someday. So Psychic Friends Network launched as a public company on March 30th, 2012. And right after that, their CEO announced that they'd received like a whole bunch of investment money. And that funding allowed them to move into technologies like online chat, FaceTime, mobile text messages, and social networking. And they're saying, this is actually great. We don't have to just depend on the phone anymore. We can be in all these other forms of communications. So they announced that they're back, right? And their web platform had social media, e-alerts, Aku, instant mess. Wait a minute. I'm getting a premonition. Hold on. Getting a premonition. Stuttering John will do something stupid. Aku will have a gigantic auto project. Terry Nee will cast aspersions at my age. Okay, it's fading. It's gone now. Instant messaging, Zelda, Destiny, Magical Spirit. Those are some of the psychics. Who you can reach through video, voice, text for 247, tarot, astrology, numerology, dream interpretation, and other peaks. The calls are still $3.99 a minute. And the founder said, at that price, it better be really expletive entertaining. Oh, brother. They expanded again in 2014, and they changed their name at the end of 2014. It's now known as Peer-to-Peer Network. And it's sort of getting away from the psychicness and trying to be Zoom or something else. Now, I told you about a little of that insider criticism. I don't know how many of you know about Mark Edwards. Mark Edward. I don't really know much about him other than he's a mentalist and a skeptic and a bunch of other stuff. He's written books on mentalism and seances. He did work for the Psychic Network, and he's had a lot of TV shows. A&E, NBC, Sci-Fi Channel, Disney, Learning Channel. And he's been on a lot of shows. He coined the term grief vampire, which is a psychic that preys upon people that are, sad. Anyway, he gave an insider's account of the Psychic Friends Network, as well as his dealing with the clients he had while working for them in his 2012 book, Psychic Blues. And he described the organization as a psychic sweatshop. And he revealed how he gained the confidence of clients while he was working as a telephone psychic and rose to prominence within the company without having a single paranormal ability. When asked by ABC News if psychics are real, he said, no, they're not real. It's just a matter of intuition. If you're good with people, you learn how to read people. Do you want to be a real estate agent or clairvoyant? They're a similar skill set. It's a skill you can learn. It's real, but it's nothing supernatural. He told ABC that he was taught techniques to keep his conversations vague, flattering, and drawn out. The goal was to make the callers feel good about themselves and keep them talking. He said that once he gave a 2.5-hour reading at $3.99 a minute, the caller paid more than $600. He also said the psychic business is built on lies. There is no supernatural power. You can't see the future. We're in a golden age of con. There are people coming out of the woodwork that would love to separate you from your money, but people just want someone to talk to. That's the bottom line. And that's all I got to tell you about the Psychic Friends Network. It's a scam. It's a scam, man. It's a scam. All right, let me see here. Let's see. Aku said, I think Terry means during Germany's French holiday. Well, why don't you just... Who are the Jews in this case, Terry? What? Yeah, Terry, nobody's getting your Alistair Cook moment. Nobody's getting it, Terry. It's not going over, Terry. Not like you wanted. I foresee a fuse popping in Tom's future. What is this fuse popping? My fuses don't pop. They stay right in the little thing there, and then they go bad, and you just switch them out. What's the big deal? I have an OBD2 diagnostic tester. It tells me exactly what the hell's going on. I have things, and I'm old, so I know things. And none of you have a Jaguar, and I do. So I know about it. This guy, Dupa. Oh, he's a Jew. Terry Nee said, I dated many psychos. Oh, boy. Terry, get in line, buddy. You've been married for quite some time. You know what I've been doing that whole time? Dating psychos. Yep. The parade of them all the way to the horizon. And they can't wait to go out with me. Trust me. They're dying to. The last one I was with, oh my God. She's still calling me. Doesn't get it. Psychics that read you the same prediction they told everybody else from the same page. Well, my buddy, who by the way came up with his psychic, the name of the psychic that he portrayed was Lazarus. Anyway, it's almost like attending behavior in psychology. You ask open-ended questions, they fill in the blanks, and you can usually tell what they're getting into. You know what I mean? What they feel about something, and you can kind of cold reading. It's called. You guys know what it's all about. Terry, so did I until I saw Taxi Driver. Yeah, that's a good movie. Hey, and by the way, Travis Bickle. Pretty nice guy. They went belly up due to unforeseen events. Well, Doc Torn, that's my point. Is that the Psychic Friends, shouldn't they have known that the market was going belly up? Terry Nee says, Dupa, I have to watch. You've never seen Taxi Driver, Terry Nee? If you had, you'd be much nicer to me. You talking to me? James, he says Rainey. I'm going to say Randy had a great show offering large cash prize for proof of psychic ability under testing. Best one was the bowl of cut chi master. Uh-oh. Hear it? Guys, can you hear that? I hate him. The amazing Randy, he's had a huge reward. It was, I think it maybe was $100,000, and then it went up to $1 million for anyone that could actually prove a psychic or supernatural or whatever. It's now called Google. You know what? Kind of, I was noticing the other day. A lot of people that are young, that are Gen Z, and there's the most computer savvy, they ask me dumb, easily find outable questions. And I'm like, what, you got Google? Why didn't you just Google it? But they don't. You know why? They're not as smart as people give them credit for. That's why. The sky is blue. I was listening to Missing Persons before the show. Do you hear me? Do you care? Do you hear me? My life is anyway. What are words for? But I was really just watching the video because Dale Bozzio, the lead singer of Missing Persons, wears that outfit, you know what I'm saying? Destination unknown or words. You just watch the video. It's really good. I respect my elders, Tom. Do you? I think that's for your elders to determine, young man. Gluten-free is a scam. Boy, you got that right. I don't even know what... I think gluten is wheat, right? What did wheat ever do to anybody? Aku can confirm there's nothing after that final certain call. Recycling is a scam. Well, recycling is not... The idea behind recycling is not a scam. The actual implementation and execution of recycling from the bins that they require in so many haunts and hamlets throughout this great big beautiful land of ours and stuff. The truth is that recycling at this point actually probably, depending upon the material, but overall costs more to recycle than it does to not recycle. People think they're saving a lot of money, and then also the percentage of the recyclable material that is actually recycled, not that much. I will say this, Terry, like myself, probably remembers when I was like a teenager, you could actually make really good money with recycling. Like recycling newspapers or cans or glass bottles. Like a recycling center thing would show up once a month in a school parking lot or something. And if you took a couple wagon loads of stuff down there, you make 10 or 15 bucks. I mean, which was, it's probably 50 bucks now. Can't do that anymore. You can't make a penny on recycling anymore. Julian Zeser says traditional psychics, tarot readers, use the psychic consultations as loss leaders to identify gullible people and fleece them with the long con. Yeah, they get a whole bunch of people in on the small cons, and they pick one or two out with big purse strings that lost a spouse or something they can exploit for many years. Terry says, I'm sorry, I didn't know you had a Jag. Forgive me. You're forgiven. By the way, today's t-shirt, Fort Wayne Komets hockey. A historically relevant hockey team, by the way. Loves me some Fort Wayne Komets. Disney dates somebody at Noble Romans in Carmel. Didn't who? Oh, did I date somebody at Noble Romans in Carmel? I did. My sisters set me up with an assistant manager there. Her name was... I want to say Patricia Erickson, and she was kind of tall. She's probably about 5'10", 5'9", dark, longish hair that she wore in some sort of weird ponytail thing. Ask my sisters about her. She was a freak, man. She believed in all sorts of weird... She went to a non-denominational church in Broad Ripple that was held in a retail location on Sunday nights when the place wasn't open. And she believed in some weird amalgamation of like psychic reading, numerology, and some other stuff. And on our first date, she had this book. She had charted all these star signs and numerological things and had it and showed it to me during her day. I was really impressed. Oh my God, I have a Jaguar, so I know about it. Sometimes Tom and Bob Levy are two peas in a pod, Doopadoo says. Well, you know, Karen, when I buy something, whatever it is, and especially after I buy it, I research the living poop out of it. So I know things. And then anytime I have an issue with my car, there's a wonderful website called jagforums.com. And no matter what, it's been around for 15 or 20 years. No matter what issue you have, there's solutions are there. So, and if I buy electronics, the amount of research I do is insane. It's absolutely insane. So I do know things. And to compare me and the research I do and the knowledge I possess to Bob Levy. Not kidding. Bob does know about things because he's old, but he knows about the things he knows about. Landscaping, smoking. Terry Nee says, dupa. We usually just toss those peas. Yeah, those are the malformed ones. Hell yeah, brother. Aku says, damned. Oh, by the way, phone lines are open at 972-994-6822. Aku says, damn, autocorrect is hitting hard on me tonight. Yeah, it'll do that. Recycling isn't a scam, but it requires a large amount of energy to reuse said materials. In most cases, more energy than it was first made. Terry, you toss those peas. You toss those peas. Terry says, we pay to send recycled plastics to other countries to be burned or dumped in the ocean. Scam. Yeah, it's a big. Terry says, Dupa, I would never toss those peas. Docs. Dupa says, Terry, I know. Respect your elders. Aku says, I know I've said it before, but allergies such as peanuts and glutens are likely due to clean first world living prevents infection of certain parasites that calm the immune. A lot of people think that. A lot of people believe that exposure to pathogens is a good way to build up immunity. Shaving is a scam. No, it's not. Look, there isn't enough money in the world for me to not look like one of those dudes wearing pubic hair on his face that thinks he's on the cover of a cough drop box or in the Civil War. What do you call a Boy Scout lost in the woods? A bear trap. Jesus. Scoutmaster Melendez, thank you. Dupa, they need care for. It's good to see Scoutmaster Melendez is here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. A scout is loud, wrong, drunken, bearing barnacles, two-faced, paranoid. Bob's only a year older than you. Why doesn't that work between me and you? I'm only a year older than you. Zing stings, doesn't it? Hung you on your own petard, didn't I there, Nee? All right, Aku Mugen says, in Bob's early 20s, he once gave Moses directions. Yeah, what you do is you go down there near the Sphinx. Anyway. Bob Levy is an American hero. Bob is smart. He pretends not to be for comedic purposes, says Karen Garvey. Scoutmaster Melendez says, what do you call a Scoutmaster and 3 Boy Scouts in a sleeping bag? Fruit roll-up. You're better than that, Scoutmaster Melendez. You're better than that. You really are. Terry says, washing hair daily is a scam. That's actually true. It's very true. Scoutmaster Melendez. I'm loving that, by the way. Terry Nee says, you're 28 days younger than me. Oh, I thought I was older. I thought the other day you said that, who cares? So you're the old one. Doctor says, so that's why Moses wandered for 40 years. Was that Moses that did that? Or was it 40 years or was it 40 days? Can't remember. Nobody tells me anything. Well, what do we got here in time? We got 20 minutes left? Oh, boy, oh boy. Hey, tomorrow, 9/11. Good times. I may have timed this Red Bull perfectly. Attorney says, whoops, me and my facts. Well, it's also negating the fact that I have to depend upon your elderly, dementia-filtered estimation of when you and I were both born. So, wandered, bloody. Wandered. Indiana used to have the dumbest. You know how they have slogans on license plates for cars? Indiana had one that was just. It was Wander, Indiana. I'm like, we are pretty much perceived by everybody except perhaps Kentucky as a bunch of rubes. And now you've got us just wandering Indiana. Where are you going? I don't know. I'm just kind of wandering. Wandering Indiana. Autocorrect has increased the rate of typos by over 60%, says Julian Zeezer. I don't doubt that. Aku says, easy on the beards, Tom. Some of us grow it to go from a 1 to a 3. I guess those are beard measurements. I don't know anything about that. All I know is that as a society, we were cruising along. Everything was cool. And then all of a sudden, some hipsters got together and decided, let's grow these. And now it's become acceptable. I don't know what chick would want to work their way through that to, you know, and food getting caught and when it's hot out and it's, forget it. Forget it. Terry Nee says, telling you, pour Red Bull in an empty water bottle and drink it sparingly. Why would I do that? I don't drink Red Bull for sparingly. This is a 20 ounce. This is a big one. And I think I opened this bastard at, see, it's 7:43 my time right now. I think I opened this like at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Hopefully that meets with your consumption guidelines. You're stupid. I don't know what that means. Julian Caesar, you're a 10 in our book, Aku. You are, Aku. Yeah, you're 10. You're fine. My keyboard is half drunk tonight. Yeah, the piano has been drinking as well, says Doctor. Thanks, Obama. Dupa says, I'll take a long beard over a man bun. Well, yeah, the man bun guy's not into girls. Doc Torn says, Red Bull gives you wings. Tom gives us history lessons. That's right. Tierney is laughing. Aku is great. Aku is great. We love Aku. He just got kind of accusatory. Like I'm sitting here holding back notifications from people. Like I've got a embargo over here on, you know what I mean? You don't have to be a world famous detective to know I'm not doing that. You just don't. You don't have to be a superhero to realize that I'm not doing that. You just don't. You don't have to be a world-class athlete with a really great to figure that out. You really don't. And you certainly don't have to be a mobile retailer to figure that out. You just don't. Let's see here. Aku, not you just kidding, Aku. We're just kidding. And Aku says, to be fair, I can't stream on YouTube, so I don't know what's available behind the scenes. I don't know what that even means. Terry, my knee, if I... So you're saying because you can't stream, all you do is watch, and you don't know any of the doodads or confabulators or anything like that. Okay. Julian Caesar says, I just downloaded the Mark Edwards book. Guess I'll get to it eventually. I like those insider tell-all things. So do I. Be great if that book was spoken language so you could, you know what I mean? Know what I'm saying, Julian? What do we got here? 14 minutes. Yeah, tomorrow 9/11. Be a hell of a thing. 5 days a week now we're doing this. And I guess this is going to be the time. Don't you people have friends that you can get in here? I'm kidding. That's so bad. Hey, don't you people have any friends that you could bring into this room? And of course, I guess the answer is, well, because they're friends, we wouldn't bring them here. Aku says, I don't have enough subs to stream. Hence why I asked rather than doom scroll through a figure. You don't have enough subs to stream. You can stream without any stubs. What's the new time? It's not a new time. It's 8 o'clock Eastern. Remember I changed...
Well,
hold on, Doc Torn. Remember I changed it when those guys said they changed theirs to be right when I was doing mine. Remember when I changed it? Yeah, okay, now they're doing it again right when I'm doing mine. I know they don't even know when my friggin' show is on, so they're not doing it on purpose, but pick a time. You're all over 40. Get it together. Anyway. Make some stickers advertising the show, and I'll plaster them all over Philadelphia. Julian, I don't know that people in Philadelphia outside yourselves, and maybe Uncle Jack are what we're looking for here. Aku says, you need 50 subs to stream. On YouTube? No. I don't think so. I could be wrong. I'll check into it, but good Lord, we could get you 50 subs, or somebody could. Okay, Doc Torn, what's going on, man?
I just, thought I'd call in, be the sacrificial first call in, because the great Reverend Wild Bill isn't here to do so. So I figured, why not?
Aku says, want to bet? No, I don't want to bet. I've had over 50 subs for 10 years. I'm probably not as up on it as you are. Hey, 50 subs isn't difficult to get. Want to bet? Jesus Christ. You also don't have to have it. You know, hey, I'm talking. You also don't have to have a bunch of subs or be able to stream to know how all the stuff works. People just, good night, Gracie. People just have lots of excuses. That's all I have to say. So you're taking Wild Bill's place, huh, Doc Torn?
Yeah.
You better bust out 4 or 5 dad jokes. And,
Well, it's like this image I seen the other day. Bull chasing a guy, and looked like the guy had jumped into the water and looked like he was running on top of it. And the picture said, Red Bull may give you wings, but Black Bull make you run on water.
Yeah. What's going on down there? And you're in Louisiana, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
What's going down Louisiana way?
Well, Thor or Odin is trying to wash the color out of my city again. That's supposed to be sometime like tonight, sometime during the night and into the day.
That's Felicia, Tropical Storm Felicia, or whatever it is. You're in New Orleans, right? Or are you in Baton Rouge?
I'm in New Orleans.
So
right outside.
So like that tropical storm it's gonna veer to the right. I don't know if it's gonna hit Dallas, but it's gonna go up through Arkansas and whatever else. I think it's called Tropical Storm Felicia. Not sure.
I never actually went and looked. All I heard of it, it was just tropical storm, hurricane, whatever. I never actually did hear a name.
Okay.
Shoot. If anything, I'm calling it Tropical Storm Overtime.
Why is that? Because you get to work overtime during the storm?
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at, there's a big chance me and the rest of the crew are going to be camping out at the warehouse so that after the storm passes, we go out and do do storm cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those essential employees.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, overtime. Hey, all right. That's why I don't live down there. I mean, I can't live down Houston or anywhere along the Gulf because I used to live in Florida and I just got so sick of, oh boy, here comes another one.
Florida, huh? I was locked up for 15. Oh, sorry.
I got up here hardly anything happens. So what happened to you in Florida?
Oh, I was saying I was locked up for almost 15 years there.
Was it high school?
No, I got married.
I understand.
Yeah. I mean, it was basically the same thing, but in an actual prison, the warden doesn't spend all your money.
Yeah. Did you have to trade her a carton of smokes so she'd make breakfast and stuff?
No, that was one of my prison chores. I mean, marriage responsibilities.
You made the breakfast, huh? Well, you're out of that now, 90% man.
Of the time.
Now you can get a good one. Aku says maybe a mobile thing. I've only recently had the ability to stream. Okay. That's great. Terry Nee.
Yeah, you know what?
Terry Nee says, why did the French always hold the worst places? Haiti, Vietnam, Louisiana. I don't know, man. I don't know. But
have you looked at the French people? They're not all that great.
No, well, that's for sure. That's for sure. Julian Zeta says Montreal is kind of nice. Yeah. That's French Canadian. That's different.
Montreal is pretty nice.
Yep.
The people are not.
That, and it's up there in the cold.
I can deal with the cold, but the people.
Well,
I'll pass.
That's like all the French.
100% agree.
They're just rude. They're just not, it's over in Paris. They are super rude. Now, people have said, and I think I kind of believe them, that outside Paris, like if you go out to Saint Denis or Marseille or places that aren't Paris, the people are much nicer in France. But in Paris, they're super rude. And I'm like, that's almost like New York City. Makes sense to me. And it's just that when you're in Paris and they're doing it, you just want to go, hey, Pierre, you want to come over here for a second? I appreciate that you're being rude, and that's what you do. That's your thing. But I just want to remind you that if my grandpa didn't come over here back in the 40s, you'd be speaking German right now. Okay? So straighten up and fly right. A little respect, okay?
Oh well, we are the world fashion center. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is with them. That
Yeah.
ego head.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I have an authentic French Army rifle. Never fired, only dropped once. You guys surrendered. Um, Terry Nee says French Canadians in Florida are ashmoles. They, yeah, I don't know. What else going on there, Doc Torn? I got to button up this show here in a few minutes.
Well, aside from everybody acting like Katrina's coming back for revenge, it's been pretty boring. Um, we had the Saints game, and we had the Saints game Sunday. Have another one coming up next week. And the only big thing about that is that me and my new wife, we're both Saints fans, and her firstborn is, for whatever reason I have yet to figure out, an Eagles fan.
Oh boy.
So yeah, me and the wife, I got us tickets. We're gonna go see the game live.
Is it Saints Eagles?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
So yeah, me and the wife, we're gonna go see the game and make sure we get plenty of selfies and little videos to send to the Eagles fan.
Well, good luck
Well,
with
that's
that.
gonna be fun.
Good luck with that. Eagles are extremely unpopular here in Dallas. Deep hatred for the Eagles here in Dallas. But
I cannot imagine a reason why.
yeah, well. Anyway, all right, man, I got to get going here. But I
All right.
appreciate.
Well, thank you for having me.
No, I appreciate you calling. I really do. And stay safe, please, down there.
I will make no promises,
Okay. That's a good policy.
but I will try.
That's a good policy. All right, man. Thanks a lot, Doc Torn. Take it easy, buddy.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, bye-bye. And there's the one and only Doc Torn. Nice enough to call us today. And I tell you what, we'd like to thank our big hero today. Our big hero. And that, of course, is Terry Nee, who was our only super chatter. And he very, very thankfully got us over our goal, which is any amount of money, which some of you are taking literally, and but not Terry Nee. Not Terry Nee. Please, it was nothing. Well, that's what we're making on this show these days. If anybody's got any suggestions on how we can get more people in here, by God, I'd love it. It would be great if some of you or all of you could, like, I don't know, maybe one day when I'm on, get the link and post it in all of your social media and say, hey, come listen to this guy. He's okay. Or not. The Doc Torn is championing our good friend Terry Nee. Is there anything on? I mean, I think Rico's still on, right? It'll be on for another 2 hours. I got to have something to do after this is over. I really do. So, anyway. Well, hey, kids, it's been a lot of fun today. And I'd like to thank all of you for showing up, especially my good friends, Doc Torn, Terry Nee, Paz, Julian Zeezer, Terry Nee, of course, our philanthropist in the room today. Karen Garvey, of course. Randy Ramos, of course. Aku, our good friend Aku. And then the other people that were here. Scoutmaster Melendez, I don't know where that person went to. They were here. It was exciting for a while. Did I say Julian Zeezer? If I didn't, Julian Zeezer. Who else do I get? Oh, Deanna Marie was in here for a while. Positive Patriot, I already said that. All right. That's just about all I think we have time for today. Oh, wait. Terry Nee. Let's see. I could share to my TikTok if you anywhere. I'm led by God, not a leader. When did Terry turn into El Cid? Aku says, I might stream on Twitch so Tom can ask me dumb questions. Well, there you go. You guys do what you need to do. And with all that being said, I'm going to go over to Rico. I got to edit some photography here this evening. So I'd like to listen to Rico while I do that. So. Let's see. Paz says, do you advertise your show, Tom? No. The best way to destroy a company is to do great advertising for a terrible product. Hey, till next time. We'll see you next time.
Right out of my